help you?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Are you out here?
I'm filming
Why?
because I'm filming.
You need to move along.
What's that?
You need to move along.
I need to move along?
Yes.
No, I don't.
You're gonna get hit.
Hey, I'm not blocking the driveway at all. You can't give me unlawful orders and directives.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because what you're about to see is a textbook example of how a simple First Amendment audit can spiral into a full-blown showdown over rights, ego, and authority. Today's encounter starts quietly, just a man filming on a public sidewalk, but within seconds, two officers rush in and try shutting it down with orders that have no legal foundation whatsoever. And this isn't just a misunderstanding. Watch closely. What starts as a routine interaction quickly exposes how some officers misuse safety as a catch-all excuse to override constitutional protections. These two female officers step in confidently, but as the camera rolls, their story keeps shifting. One moment it's move along, the next it's you can't film here, and suddenly it becomes about being hit by a car. All excuses that fall apart under basic scrutiny. Meanwhile, the auditor stays calm, knows the law, and doesn't back down. That tension, authority versus accountability, is exactly what makes this video so compelling. And just wait until the captain shows up. You'd think a higher-ranking officer would de-escalate, clarify the law, and correct the younger cops. But instead, things get even stranger. The tone shifts from curiosity to condescension, and the attitude, let's just say professional, goes out the window quick. You'll see interruptions, deflection, and even an attempt to reframe lawful filming as suspicious behavior. So stick around, because this case isn't just about a camera. It's about power, rights, and what happens when public servants forget that the public is, in fact, the boss. All right, let's get into it.
No, I won't. Switch over. I got it. All right.
Can I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, what's your ID?
I need your name and badge number first.
All right.
You have to suspect I'm committed a crime in order to ask for my ID, but what's your badge number?
You can't be filming over here.
I can. I'm on public property, filming public property.
You can't be filming over here.
You're gonna have to get your supervisor. I'm on a public sidewalk filming. I'm absolutely allowed.
Here we go. The very first moment where things shift from neutral to confrontational. Watch how quickly the officer jumps straight to an order. Move along. No legal basis, no reasonable suspicion, no probable cause, just a command. This is a classic tactic used when an officer feels uncomfortable but doesn't have an actual crime to point to. The auditor, however, stays calm and does exactly what every citizen should. He asks for clarification. Notice how the officer claims he might get hit, yet he's clearly not obstructing anything. This kind of vague safety justification is often used as a loophole when real authority is lacking. And already, we're seeing the first crack. Officers trying to control a situation simply because they don't like being filmed.
I am protected on my First Amendment.
You can't be filming our gate and stuff like that.
That is incorrect. I've gone viral on YouTube over these videos. When people try to stomp on the rights, we are allowed to be here. It is protected under the First Amendment. And you have to identify yourself with your name and badge number when you're asked.
I'm Sergeant Marshall, ID 707.
Okay. I need you to call a supervisor if that's the order you're trying to give me.
All right, here's my captain.
Okay.
How are you?
How you doing?
Good. What can I help you with today?
I'm just filming. I'm a citizen journalist. I'm doing a story on the police department.
What's a citizen's journalist? Can you just explain that to me, please?
Freedom of press. It's under the First Amendment. We are all allowed to become citizen journalists.
Okay. Okay, is there anything that you need in particular?
Absolutely not. I wasn't even engaging you guys at all.
Okay.
What's your name and badge number again?
Laura McLean, 5119.
Okay. I wasn't engaging you guys at all.
Okay.
Okay.
No, and that's fine, but we get...
Now pay attention. This is where the misinformation ramps up fast. The officer confidently states he can't be filming over here, yet provides zero legal basis. Public sidewalks are among the most protected spaces for First Amendment activity. The claim about not filming our gate is meaningless. Anything visible from a public vantage point is fair game. The auditor even references going viral from similar encounters because this exact scenario plays out nationwide. Officers assert rules that don't exist, hoping the public won't question them. And the auditor demanding a badge number? That's not optional. Department policy in nearly every jurisdiction requires officers to identify themselves when asked. This officer immediately shows he's out of his depth.
Curious when we have people that are filming.
Okay.
Hold on, can I finish?
Yes.
I let you finish. We just get curious people out here filming us, wanting to know what's going on. So that's why we're contacting you to find out if you need anything or if anything's going on.
I do not need anything.
You don't need anything?
Absolutely
How
not.
long do you plan on being out here?
I have no idea yet. I honestly was almost done with leaving before she started being a psycho and giving me orders.
She's not.
Okay, but you can't get out and give unlawful orders and demand ID if you don't have any articulable suspicion of me committing a crime.
Okay, sir, we can ask you for ID, but there comes a point where you either want to show it to us or you don't.
And I declined, and then she told me to move along.
Let me finish, okay? I didn't interrupt you. I'd appreciate it if you don't interrupt me, okay? Is that fair?
I will agree to that for now.
Okay.
Enter the captain, a moment that should signal professionalism, de-escalation, and clarity. Instead, we get confusion right out of the gate. The captain's first question, "What's a citizen journalist?" reveals a surprising lack of understanding of basic First Amendment rights. Citizen journalism is protected speech, and anyone with a camera can document government activity. Yet instead of acknowledging the officer's mistakes or reinforcing lawful conduct, the captain shifts into vague curiosity. Watch how she never addresses whether the original orders were lawful. It's a subtle deflection tactic. Avoid admitting wrongdoing, shift blame to curiosity, and hope the auditor drops the issue. But he doesn't. And that's where things really start to escalate.
So yes, we can ask people for ID, and it just depends on the situation if they want to give it to us or not, or if they're lawfully have to give it to us or not. But we can ask anybody.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's your name?
But she can't spout unlawful orders of a citizen.
Well,
Absolutely not. And there's no way you're going to convince me otherwise.
Did I say anything about any
Okay,
lawful?
but you haven't one time said,
I'm sorry. What's your name?
Mike. We'll go with that one.
Okay. You keep interrupting me. So apparently you're not going to let me finish my sentences.
But you didn't interrupt her when she's giving me unlawful directives.
Okay, because I was on the radio putting out our location here.
Okay.
So I wasn't listening to what she was exactly saying.
Okay. She told me I had no right to stand here.
I'm talking.
It doesn't matter. I'm allowed to talk over you if I want.
Okay, you just want to be rude then.
It's not about that. You guys are trying to bully me and give me unlawful.
This section is incredibly important because the captain mixes truth with misleading implications. She's correct that officers can ask for ID from anyone, but asking and requiring are two entirely different things. Without reasonable suspicion of a crime, the auditor has no obligation whatsoever to identify himself. That's the distinction officers often muddy during audits. Notice how she avoids addressing the issue of unlawful orders. Instead, she frames the situation as if the auditor is being unreasonable for asserting his rights. It's a psychological tactic. Make the citizen feel like the problem so the officer doesn't have to admit overstepping. Professional officers simply state the law and move on. This captain chooses ego instead. Clip 5. The tone shift here is impossible to miss. The captain becomes noticeably irritated, interrupting, dismissing, and even talking over the auditor while claiming he's the one interrupting. Classic projection. She even says, "I'm allowed to talk over you."
Unlawful directives. She told me I can't be on a public sidewalk, which is false. You said I need to move along and I cannot film here. That is complete. You cannot want, but I can. This is my right. I am exercising my right. I am allowed to exercise my right. There is no directives that will be lawful that you can give me to tell me to move on. That just can't happen. It will not happen.
Well, I was saying you needed to scoot back because the car was going to hit
I
you.
absolutely don't. They had plenty of room to get in. Nobody was in threat of being hurt or run over. I'm this, look how far I am away from these vehicles and yourself.
Okay.
I'm not a danger to anybody, but you guys are treating me like I'm a danger to you.
Hold on 1 second. Let me finish, okay? Another car was trying to come in.
And I was not in the way.
Let me finish.
You're not talking to me like you're my mom.
Well, you're acting like a child, so yes.
Okay, go away. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. This fool thinks that she could direct everybody to not be on public property. That's fucking great.